So hello, I'm Ruth Myrons. I'm a part of the SAFFIRE team and I'm here with Margaret Robson, who's one of the educational designers. So Marg, tell us a little bit about yourself, tell us your story.
Thanks Ruth. My story is, I have come from CIT as an education designer. The last 10 years I've worked in the Centre for Education Excellence across two areas. One was teacher ed, where I used to run programs, coordinate teachers, really for teachers around the institute, professional development. The other one was the e-learning area, FlexEd, and that was mostly working with teachers, getting their courses online, sometimes little parts of courses, but basically to create e-learning experiences that were great for their students.
So you've had experience working with both teachers and students?
Yes.
So what would you, in terms of the SAFFIRE project, what should people come and ask you about?
Well, I thought I'd answer that by just saying 3 or 4 projects that I really loved, and that would help people understand what I like to do. I thought that might be good.
That'd be great.
But I have to say my mantra before I do that, and my mantra in 140 characters or less is that every time there's an advance in technology, there's a new opportunity for us as educators to do something different and better, no matter how small. Whether it's creating something that's more valuable for students, whether it's going to create efficiencies for lecturers, but basically that the technology supports the learning process. To me it's about pedagogy and the technology fitting in. But on to the projects. The first one was I moderated an Australian Flexible Learning Leaders online forum for a couple of years with another person. And the main goal of this was, because people were all throughout Australia, was to empower them to work as a community of practice. So we were on the sidelines supporting them, like managing the underneath, while they kind of became the people that controlled and managed. But we were on the side, so it's the opposite of Sage on the stage, it was Guide on the side. Another one, which was last year, was a Bachelor of Police. The 3rd year, it was a commercial project, and our goal, because it was purely online, and it was good, but it was a bit dated, and they wanted to refresh and engage their students better, so we analysed what was there and worked out what worked, what could be improved, what you didn't want to lose because it was valuable. And my job really was to make recommendations about how to engage learners, provide more inquiry, provide more constructivism, just provide more enjoyment and, achieve more engagement. So that was the second one. Another one was I absolutely loved this project. It was an ADEA, Diabetes Educators, and it was an online course that worked with with nurses. And it was highly technical because nurses were already trained and they had their qualifications and their work experience, and so therefore the content was targeted to them and it was very technical. But it then had to be given to a group of health workers, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, and so their learning journey is completely different. And we had to re-engineer that program to be highly visual, highly interactive, around stories, because stories and case studies are part of their culture, but just to make it an interactive, engaging resource. Across CRT also I've had numerous projects, vocational college, personal pathways, which is creating really structured paths to e-portfolios. In a situation where you don't actually have an e-portfolio package, but how else to do it. Recognition events, interactive resource where people could do a bit of recognition, a bit of online modules. And international students in the trades areas where students were just failing, and creating an interactive resource where they could rerun, re-practice. It included videos, Moodle close, quizzes, all of those types of things that are self-help resources.
Okay, so it sounds like you've got a large breadth of experience in some very interesting projects. For the SAFFIRE project, what can you help people with particularly?
I'm pretty much open to anything in terms of pedagogy, but I think what's worked for me is going through the process of brainstorming and discussing and analysing your students, looking at your content, because how each content plays out is so different from discipline to discipline. Looking at whether there's any appropriate learning models or technology that would suit, and just working collaboratively along that path to work out something that's either maybe something really little, or maybe it's a big online course, but something that's going to work for students and create efficiencies for academics, because technology again should support the pedagogy.
Wow, thank you very much, Margaret.